Hello, survivors! If you enjoy playing The Long Dark, you have probably tried out some of the many challenges the game has to offer. In general, these challenges are pretty good practice for learning navigation and game mechanics, so if you haven't done them already, I would recommend trying them out. However, these challenges have a built-in timer and also form the basis of The Long Dark speedrunning, which this video is about. The Long Dark is a little bit different from regular speedruns in that it is primarily based on in-game time. Sure, some people do speedruns using real time, and there are such leaderboards on speedrun.com, but this is a fairly small sub-community. For the most part, speedrunning in The Long Dark is based on the in-game clock and is all about completing the challenges as fast as possible. The only exception is the Darkwalker challenge, which is also based on real time. If you're interested in speedrunning, I highly recommend that you check out a Facebook group called The Long Dark Gaming Community. In addition to very friendly and productive admins in this group, you can find leaderboards here for both survival runs and challenge speedruns. Now, not every speedrunner is in this group, but across all 8 challenges The Long Dark has to offer, 7 of the current world records are found in this group. Several prominent speedrunners who post videos on YouTube can be found here, including Simon Olsen, Lohan, Blicky Pocket, R3425, Guntech1 and yours truly, to name a few. Another reason that I mentioned this group is because the challenge leaderboards have a Hall of Fame achievement. What this means is you can complete the Long Dark challenges under a certain time, and if you manage to do this across all challenges, then you are put in the Hall of Fame for speedrunners. In other words, you don't have to be the world's fastest speedrunner in The Long Dark, you just need to complete the challenges within a certain time frame. Even if you can't manage this, the leaderboards are a great motivator for the community, because there is also a top 10 list for members of the group who are not in the Hall of Fame. So, if you completed a challenge, then it might make the top 10 list even if you weren't fast enough. Therefore, if you like the challenges in general, want a friendly community, and you're interested in mastering the challenges, then I highly recommend joining this group. In terms of the Hall of Fame requirements themselves, I will now show you what they are so you can attempt it yourselves and maybe share your time with the group. I will also show you the current world record for each challenge, with links to the videos in the description and the cards in the top right. So let's get through all the challenges and the requirements for being a Hall of Fame speedrunner. First of all, we have the archivist. The Hall of Fame requirement for this is to complete it in 7 days, which isn't too hard unless you have very bad RNG. The world record for this is by Anthony Bertrand Grenier of 1 day and 23 hours. Unfortunately, the video for this run doesn't exist, and the fastest video available that I know of is of Simon Olsen, who did it in just over 3 days. Then we have As the Dead Sleep, which is arguably the hardest challenge in the game. It needs to be completed within 10 days for the Hall of Fame. The current world record is by a user called Sigmund02 at 1 day and 11 hours, and this is the only world record holder who is currently not in the group or on the leaderboard. Next up is Escape the Darkwalker. Since this challenge is such a pain to do, the Hall of Fame requirement for this is to simply complete it in under any time. Yep, that's it, just banish the Darkwalker and you're good. Sounds easy, right? Well, this is a tricky challenge, but just completing it is enough to enter the Hall of Fame. The current world record for this is 1 hour and 48 minutes, which is held by yours truly. This is the only speedrun that requires real time and not in-game time. Then we have Hopeless Rescue, which is arguably the most popular challenge to speedrun in The Long Dark. Here the requirement is to complete it in 18 hours. The current world record is 11 hours 51 minutes by Blicky Pocket. For this run, most world record speedrunners use an out-of-bound trick in Timberwolf Mountain to shave a lot of time off. But if you want to try out this run, you don't necessarily need to worry about that sort of tricks. I was able to complete this challenge in 15 hours and 33 minutes without using any glitches or out-of-bounds trickery. And because this challenge is so popular, you're likely to find quite a lot of videos about it, so this is quite fun to try out. Next up is the Hunted Part 1, which you need to complete in 6 hours, which means you basically have to just stim right away and then run and get there as fast as possible. The world record is by Licky Pocket and stands at 4 hours and 21 minutes. Then we have the Hunted Part 2, which is the shortest challenge of them all. It should only take you about 15 or 20 real-life minutes in total to speedrun this. To enter the Hall of Fame, you need to complete it in 3 hours. Since it is so short, the margins are very small, and the current world record is 2 hours 37 minutes by Licky Pocket. I recommend checking his video out, he has some crazy long distance shots in it. And so we come to Nomad, which is arguably the most boring challenge of them all. You should be able to complete this challenge by just running to the different locations and passing time at them, so therefore this is probably the least competitive category. To enter the Hall of Fame, you need to finish the challenge in 47 days. The current world record is by Simon Olsen at 45 days and 17 hours. And finally we have the Whiteout challenge. This challenge is great fun to do, although somewhat RNG dependent. You can complete it by never leaving Coastal Highway, which is how I did it, or you can go to Desolation Point for more loot. The Hall of Fame requirement is to complete this within 1 day. The current world record is an insane 12 hours 38 minute run by R3425. So that's all the challenges in the Long Dark, including the Hall of Fame requirements and current world records as of September 2021. Subject to change, of course. If you're interested in trying out a speedrun, then make sure to drop by the Facebook group. Over the next few weeks, I will also be posting videos of my fastest runs across all of the challenges. My runs are not world record fast, except for Darkwalker, where I hold the current world record, but they are fast enough and usually glitchless, so that you can do them too. As of this video, there are only 4 people who are in the Hall of Fame, including myself, but I hope to see more people try this out and attempt to beat world records and enter the Hall of Fame. So, survive well and run fast. See you next time, survivors.